up? Matt Vincent here. You guys have been asking for a truck walkthrough and all that, so we're going to go ahead and do it. Here's what we got. I went ahead and with in-fab bumpers. I did kind of a pre-runner style bumper is really the look I want. Give me a little bit more clearance for tires. Added light bars up here as well as the top. And then the next thing I added, you can see this little guy here. And that little dude is a quick air connect. Underneath the truck I've got a spare battery, and I've got air tank and compressor. And I'll show you in the hookup in the back where all that goes. Really haven't done anything fancy to the inside of it. There's not really much to show there other than switches for the lights, but there's really not much. So I did a Rhino rack, their Pioneer system, all the way around the vehicle, front and back, and I've got rigid lights on all the corners and two facing back. So backing up, being at camp, I can really light an area up so that you don't get snuck up on, man. You don't need some mountain beast rolling in on you in the middle of the night. Keep an eye on things. Back seat, done a little bit as far as organizations. I just got these mole systems from Blue Ridge Overland. So it gives a bunch of pockets and stuff like that to store stuff, water bottle, different pockets, bear spray, fucking truck knife. Gotta have things ready to go. So one on the passenger seat as well. Part of like long-term travel is trying to keep your shit together from just becoming a disaster back here, which it inevitably will. There's really not much you can do about it. Under the driver's seat here, I've got an inverter. You can see the power cable running from that. So I've got 110 volt plug-in there. So if I wanted to plug in my laptop inside the truck, I can. And then that power runs all the way to the back of the truck where I've got fridge and everything set up in the back. So got I've got a 4-bike Kuat rack, which is really nice, folds down, and then I added this swing out arm onto it so that I can get into the back of my truck really easily. So this opens up, drops the pin, back opens up, and then that gives me access to everything. I got the deck system put in, and so I've got bike tools, different shoes I use. These are mountain bike shoes and then hiking shoes. And then I've got general tools for the truck, stuff like that. And so these drawers are fucking rad. And on this side, I've got all of our camping stuff in bags. So chairs, blankets, sleeping bags, a bigger kind of day pack backpack, hiking poles, a jet boil. We've got propane tanks, kind of just everything, and I can keep it organized. I've also got a chalk bag. I don't know why. I've never been rock climbing. I used it for Highland games, but that shit ain't happening anymore. This box here contains like our whole kitchen. So stove and pots and pans, propane, cutting board, knife, all those type of things are in here. Really easy to get to. I've got 4 of these traction tracks. I went with the cheap ones. They seem to do just fine. They support the weight of the vehicle great. These can also be used, so like not only if you get stuck and need to, sand or any of those type of things, those are great for being able to level the vehicle out when you're parked and trying to camp and you want your sleeping area to not be all fucking cattywampus. So recently I installed a fridge. The last big road trip we did, I had a ice chest. So I added this slide and fridge. This is a big 50-quart fridge from Dometic, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I've got currently no food in it just yet, but we'll be packing up tonight before we hit the road. So really stoked on that system. I like the drop down so you can get into it a little bit easier to get whatever you need out of it. Also with the way it opens from the side, I can reach in from the side window. It gives me a lot of different access to get into it. So it folds in, locks. It's got a nice locking slide on it too, so it doesn't go anywhere. And I've got some spare mountain bike tires and tools and everything scattered throughout the inside of the truck. I've got air tools set up so that I can easily air up tires and do things like that. So in the back here, like I showed you up front, I've got that quick connect for the air. So just as easy right here, plugs in. If I need to air up mountain bike tires, pressurize the water tank, we can do all of that. So I can real quickly come to the water tank. It's full of water already. Give it a little bit of air pressure. It's got a little blow off valve in case the air pressure gets too high in it, so you don't have to worry about it exploding and trying to kill you. And then real simple, this is my shower system. Works really well. Take the old friendly stretch hose, one of those as you've seen on TV type of deals. There we go. Real quick with pressurizers. Then I've got water, spray off the truck, cooking, stuff like that. Works really, really nice. Bikes get really gross and muddy, I can spray them off. Or worst case scenarios, we can shower. So definitely adds a little bit of at home feel to being able to get some natural water pressure and be able to take care of things that way. Wash up your pots and pans, you know, just have water available. So this thing holds 4 gallons, and then I carry an additional 5 gallons as well. Woo! Careful there. Sorry about that. Like a 3D movie now. Water skeeting out at you. You can hear the air compressor kicks on. I could probably air up a couple tires before it kicks on. I don't have a giant compressor, but gets the job done. Back here I've also got where my fridge is plugged in. I've got a 110 and I've got 2 USB ports, being able to work, plug stuff in. And finally, the back end of the truck I've got on air ride suspension so that I can level things out once I get it all completely filled and loaded up with gear. Up top, I've got Tepui rooftop tent, and we'll quickly cut to that, and then the awning opened up so you can see what that looks like since I'm not opening it up here. Alright, so here we are with everything open. I don't have the bat wing open because we're on this incline and we don't need shade. It's dark out. So we are now in Kansas, in the middle of nowhere. I think that's actually the place we're called, at the Wilson State Park, and this is fucking lovely. Went for a little bike ride, and that's what the truck looks like, all, we'll call it, flourished? What is it called when women go through puberty? Isn't there a term like you would use?
Blossomed.
My truck is fully blossomed now. Unlike the TV show, this one's super fucking cool. Throw it back to you. And back. So, that's what current truck looks like. I carry an axe and a shovel. I carry a full run of like Ryobi power tools, and I can plug those in here. Trying to be as self-sufficient so that if or when a situation was to arise that I needed a thing, I'm not stuck out there like an asshole, not knowing quite what to do. So, I'm not the most prepared or survival instinct guy, but I'm also not exactly trying to take over the world with crazy camping. But it's a good setup. I shouldn't have any problem spending a month in it set up like this, and we're gonna head west and put So we'll go St. Louis, Denver, Salt Lake City, Boise, Eugene, Portland, Coeur d'Alene, Whitefish, Montana, Banff, back to Montana, through the Dakotas, and then finally home. So it's a lot of stuff to do, and we're going to knock that out in probably close to about 35 days. And that is the current layout of the Tundra. It's a 2014, it's got 94,000 miles on it, and I plan on driving it until it absolutely falls apart. So I'm about a third of the way through the lifespan of that engine and transmission from the Toyotas I've seen. So thank you guys, and I'll let you guys know the next time I update stuff. Spread hate, always party.